Hey guys, what's up? It's your boy Kelvin here. Today we are back to do a hair tutorial on this kind of short to medium hair length but updo, part downdo kind of style. This was inspired by this photo from BTS. When people ask me, where do I draw inspiration for changing up my hairstyle? Not gonna lie, especially for the Asian guys out there, the K-pop scene really does have some forward-thinking, new, fresh trends coming out, and I usually like to, look at them for inspiration. I really like the textures, I really like the flow of the hairstyle, so today I'm going to show you exactly how you can achieve this. But with this hairstyle specifically, I would say it's an intermediate level hairstyle. I personally like to use a lot of heat styling techniques, and just by nature alone, that's something that a beginner would feel probably a little intimidated by, and it could also be potentially dangerous. So, just having said that, this isn't meant to be somebody who's just starting out in heat styling their hair to try, but when you have a little bit more confidence in using these heat tools, this is kind of when you can use it. It's something that I definitely really enjoy. I think it's a fun hairstyle. I think it really has, like I said, a lot of good movement, and I'm excited to show you. So if you're interested in figuring out how to do this and just to pick up tips and tricks along the way as to how to heat style your hair, I use three main tools. I use the blow dryer, I use a hair straightener, and I use a baseball cap. So to find out my little secret technique as to how I use the baseball cap, then keep on watching. So first things first, we gotta start with wet hair. I like to put in some hair oil because with heat styling your hair, you're gonna notice that sometimes, especially for guys with short hair, it kind of dries out the ends. So I like to do this once a week, just put a little bit of hair oil, and now we're gonna start the blow drying process. First, we're going to split the hair, and we're going to split it in a 7/3 part. So when starting off, I get my hair just a little bit more dry than when I first started, and when I take out the round comb, I'm trying to blow the hair away from the part. So you kind of blow dry the hair into the comb, and then you keep twirling the comb so that it actually has this circular motion, circular shape. Once we have a good foundation, we're going to whip out the weapon and we're going to take out the flat iron. So here we're trying to build two things, volume and texture. So this is going to be a little bit tricky for the front section of the hair, not the bangs that come down. I like to curl half of the hair in one direction and then the other half in another direction, the opposite direction. And it kind of creates this wavy texture, as you can see. We have a pretty good base going on in the 7-part side, and then on the 3-part side, I kind of just twirl it inwards. You're gonna notice that it's gonna take quite a lot of trial and error to make sure that the proportions of the sides are perfect, that it's the right volume, right length, right poof, and right texture. Like I said, that wavy texture is what I'm trying to go for. Now we're going to focus on the little pieces of hair that are at the very front, so the bangs that kind of drop down. And this is the first part where I use a baseball hat. I find that it's a really good way to section off the hair for me. It's something that I have hanging out at home, and it gives me the partition that I need so I can focus on the front. And now here, also another little tricky part, you want to twirl it away in one consecutive roll out, and you're going to notice that it's going to have this kind of bend. If you notice that it is too curly, you can just straighten it out, and then it will then still maintain the wave, but it won't be as big of a cylinder. Because our heads are all shaped differently, we have different parts of the hair that are trouble spots. And for me, I always find that it's on the back corner, especially on the side, the 3-part side. So what I use the baseball cap to do is I will put it on, and because it has a net finish, I will use a blow dryer, and then I will blow dry it down. I notice that when I do this, it just has the perfect kind of sculpted shape that keeps the points that try to stick out more flat down. So just using a straightener again to fix that same area, I curl it inwards to make sure it's not poking outwards. From here on out, it's just finishing touches to make sure that little pieces, little sections are perfect. The reason why I like to do heat styling is that I notice it just lasts a lot longer than if I don't. you use a lot less product. You don't need as much hair gel, gum, wax, because the heat will try to keep it up. Now with just simple hairspray, that usually is enough for me to last through the day. Hairspray is really good because by the end of the day it kind of wears out and it doesn't really attach to your scalp, versus if you were to use something thicker like a gel or a wax, you can notice that sometimes it will clog up the pores on your scalp. Something that I see a lot of people do is they'll just gouge hairspray all over, and I don't think that is necessary. You just have to figure out which spots are going to be more prone to movement and more prone to losing its shape. For me, that's usually in the back, on the edges, and in the base at the foundation of the hair. So I will spray the hairspray in little bursts and then make my way throughout the entire head. So here's the finished look. This probably took me around 20 to 30 minutes, but I do it once and then the next couple days I just patch it up and fix it up with the hair straightener. Nothing more than 3-4 minutes. You put on a nice dress shirt, put on some bling, and there you have it. Okay guys, it's at the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't already, make sure you click the subscribe button. I post videos every Sunday where, you know, if you hit the subscribe button and you hit the notifications bell, then every Sunday come and hang out. So today, this is kind of a fashionable hair tutorial for you guys. I'm excited to be bringing these hair tutorials back because they were heavily requested from before. You guys seem to really enjoy this type of video. And for somebody who is interested in, you know, learning a more kind of beginner, a different kind of hairstyle where it's a little easier, takes a little bit less time, make sure you watch my other video. I'm going to sign off. This was Kelvin. Thank you for joining me and spending some time with me this Sunday morning. And I will see you guys soon.